what do you make of the Greg Hardy allowed to play legalese that people now blame perhaps the wrong person or group?
Yeah, well, to me, the storyline here that becomes fascinating is the NFL has turned itself into a criminal court system. They're doing their own investigations. They're meting out their own punishments. And as a result, most sports fans look at this story and blame the NFL for Greg Hardy playing or Ray Rice not getting a sufficient enough suspension. To me, that's backwards. We should be looking at this and saying, how in the world did Ray Rice get probation when there was a video of him knocking out his girlfriend?
In New Jersey.
Now that you see all these photographs that Deadspin has put up of Greg Hardy's victim, how in the world did North Carolina allow him to get off with probation and also get his record expunged now? It is a criminal justice issue that the NFL, because of its protect the shield, let's try to be the ultimate arbiter of justice, has found itself in the middle of. And I think they've done a disservice to themselves for that reason. I think Roger Goodell's biggest mistake was deciding that he was going to punish for off-the-field related incidents. He never should have done it. Instead, it turns the NFL into the blameworthy entity here, which is totally backwards. We should be saying, how in the world do we allow this institution of New Jersey as well as North Carolina to not punish these guys as opposed to looking to their employer to do it? It's backwards.
Kristine sometimes is aghast when I say that horrible people can have leadership skills. It is beyond a shadow of a doubt that Greg Hardy is creepy and has been convicted in Carolina of awful things. But let's talk about leadership, because Jerry Jones called him a leader and people were upset. You had an interesting take on that.
Well, first of all, Jerry Jones, there's nothing you can say to defend this guy.
Yeah.
I think you just say, if I were him, what I would say, and look, he's a lot smarter than me in terms of money, but I would say Greg Hardy has a particular set of talents. He's really good at rushing the quarterback, and there aren't very many people who are very good at rushing the quarterback.
About
and
eight
we
in the
believe,
world, yeah.
We believe, just like if he was a quarterback, there aren't very many good quarterbacks either, right? We believe that his talents are sufficient enough that we are willing to give him a second chance based on what he's done. We believe he's changed. Now, you can believe whether or not that's true,
right,
but the difference between Greg Hardy and Ray Rice is not just now that we have videos and photographs. It's that Ray Rice is a running back on the back end of his career and isn't worth the risk associated with continuing to employ him, whereas Greg Hardy is a really talented defensive end. And in life in general, this is not just sports, this is entertainment. This is, if you're a plumber, if your talent exceeds your problems, you will always be employed in this country. And right now, Greg Hardy's talent exceeds his problems. And guess what? Fans aren't blameless here either. Dallas Cowboy fans, by and large, are amoral. As long as they win, they don't care what their players do. It's only when the coaches start to lose that everybody looks at all the trouble that the players get into and starts to ask the question, why are they not being better behaved and all these other things. Most fans don't care. They got a statue to Ray Lewis outside of the stadium in Baltimore. They cheered Ray Rice. Ray Lewis, charged with double murder and pled guilty to obstruction of justice, buried his clothes. We have no idea still where they are, and he's employed by Disney now. Talent exceeds his problems. And you look at the situation with Ray Rice, Baltimore Ravens fans cheered him after they knew exactly what he did.
Yeah, it's leadership is, as we talked about, is sort of a positive adjective. We think but there's cult leaders, there's mob leaders.
There's awful leaders. Like, if you're a charismatic person, you were just talking about Narcos and the Pablo Escobar story there. I love it. It's incredible. Well done on Netflix. Tony Soprano. I mean, these are guys in popular culture who are leaders, but they lead in misaligned directions.
You can lead by volume, size, intimidation. There's a lot of awful traits.
Now, if you are Jerry Jones, you don't need to make that analogy. What he should have said is his talent exceeds his problems and he deserves a second chance.
Exactly.
And this is a country that believes in redemption and the opportunity for second chances, and we tend to buy into that, especially if you have talent. It's funny when we're, as a society, we all tend to be liberal if people have talent. Like, we believe with the right environment, the right atmosphere, the right support, anyone can succeed if they're talented. That's what Jerry Jones should have said. He shouldn't have gone the leadership angle to try to make the case for why Greg Hardy deserved to be there.